How's it going? Didn't notice this thing's missing running boards. Why is it missing running boards, you may ask? Well, they're electric and they don't work. Go figure. None of them work. So it's just supposed to come on when you open the door, go up underneath when they close. And this one's gone because it was broke. Come this way. And this one is stuck in the open position. So we're going to correct that today with some new running boards. So here we are. We got the Explorer on the rack. This is a 2012 Ford Explorer, and it has these wonderful, wonderful electric running boards that tuck underneath when the doors are closed, and when you open the door, they come out to help you not fall out. Great idea, horrible execution. These things do not work well in Northwest Ohio. Southern California, warmer climates, they're probably great. Here, not so much. So, if you want to come take a peek, I will show you why these things fail. If you could see, all the junk from this tire blows all the way down this thing. And you got moving parts here. All this, I believe, is just probably cast aluminum. I don't know. But you got your motor here, the gearbox, all your electrical connections. This thing with pins, and it's just a mess. And you get all the junk from this tire blowing underneath of it, gets in all these nooks and crannies, and it's eventually going to fail. It's just no two ways about it. So we're going to replace them with the stationary ones today, which apparently they're hard to find because they just are. They don't do a very good job of describing if they will actually work in replacing all these. So we did a bunch of internet searching, and finally we were on a internet forum for Explorers. I was like on page 9,550 to find even a remote good answer. And I think we have an answer. So we're going to try it today, but we're going to get these off first. So if you go back here and look, I'll show you the back one first before we start tearing. And this is a little more simple. There's no electric motor or anything to this. This just is the pivot, and this is, I'm assuming, a balance rod or a drive rod that helps pull this rear up, because if not, it would bind up and break. So we're going to start tearing these things off. If you come underneath here and notice, there's an electrical connector at 4 bolts per bracket. So your first step is get rid of this electrical connector. It should have a little tab that you just depress and you pull. Bear with me. Hey, I got it. All right. This guy will probably, I don't know, we'll tuck him up out of the way when we get to that point. He is not going to be used anymore. Next step, you actually have 4 13 millimeter bolts to take out. There's 2 up here, and there are 2 down here, if you can see them. And that'll allow that whole assembly to come off. So let's see what happens here. All right, that's free. Let's go down here to the other end and rinse and repeat. I take my lights off. All right. Hey, look at that. Oh, God. Oh God, it's falling. That thing's heavy. Note that, people. It's heavy. It's really heavy on this end because of that stupid electric motor. So, man, it's really heavy. Get a buddy. We got it. All right, let's go talk about these. So, what we're going to install is these Weston running boards. These are, I believe, aluminum. They got these T-rails, so they are kind of universal for anything. They come in different lengths. These are actually 93 inches, and that's what fits this guy pretty well. They actually look very factory. And if you want to pair for your Ford, they are 27-0020. I had to look at the box. I can't remember stuff. Sorry. Either way, these are actually really nice. They are kind of like a rubber, ABS rubber, so they kind of bend around a little bit. You can see. So that's good, so you're not going to break them. Like I said, aluminum based, and they're just all clipped in, nice and neat. Should be good and sturdy. Shouldn't have any issues with these guys. So to complement these, you need to buy their recommended mounting hardware, which we have over here on the table. This comes with all your bracketry. All your bolts you're going to need. Comes with everything. Instructions, and we all know everybody just tosses them right in the damn garbage because who reads instructions, right? But seriously, read them because all these brackets look alike. And my one gripe I have so far about this is they tell you that there's 4 middle and rear brackets and 2 fronts. And there's actually part numbers stamped in on these, but they don't tell you what part number does what. So I think, Weston, if you do a better job, give us the part numbers of what goes where. And obviously you could figure it out by what they tell you, but it'd just be easier if you just put the part numbers in. That's my gripe. Other than that, the kit's great. You have these bolts, which if you look, these are self-cutting threads. Some of these trucks don't have threads for the upper mounts, so you either have to use these if there's no threads, or they supply just regular metric bolts that go into your factory holes. So these are supposed to be direct bolt on for these trucks, and I think like the F-150s and stuff. And I don't know. I'll look at my instructions here. I'll tell you what they say. Application for this kit, which is 27-18-15, is 97 to 14 Ford Expeditions and 2007 to 2014 Ford Expedition EL. So apparently that's the only thing that these fit. So that's enough of that. Let's go over here and we'll install these things. Underneath the truck here, I keep calling it a truck. It's really an SUV, so I'm sorry. It's technically a truck. Anyways, I complained about these brackets. These are what your running board mounts to. Not telling you what the part numbers mean in the book. Well, we came to the realization that these part numbers, which this one's 27-18-16, they go in order. Who would have thought, right? So 18-16 is the first one, 18-17 is the middle one, and the 18-18 is the very end one. And they are the same for left and right, those part numbers. So they actually did do a pretty good job on that, but they could still put it in the book. Make it easier, guys. They give you, like we talked before, these thread cutters, and then they give you regular bolts to go in these threaded holes. This particular SUV has threaded holes already, obviously. These are where the factory running boards went. And these will go right up in there and sit. That one doesn't sit the greatest, but I'm almost positive that it will pull itself in square enough to be just fine for what we're doing here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get this guy started. Like I said, he bolts in the factory hole up here. We actually had to run a thread chaser through these because they were just full of gunk from not having a step board on this side. We're going to run him loose, and we're going to grab another bolt and a lock washer. Try not to make a mess. Lock washer goes on. Washer goes on. I screwed up. This gets a washer, and he will go up through the hole. That hole's slotted. Then another washer, and then a lock washer and a nut. Just like so. There. Like I said, he does not fit very well up there, but I don't think that's actually going to be a problem. That should draw down just fine. So I'm going to leave that loose. We're going to get the rest of them installed here, and we'll hang the running board. Correction, these do not go in order on this particular unit. I don't know why, but they're not going to work. So this one does not have a threaded hole, so we're going to use this self-threading bolt. These are super cool if you've never used them. They're neat. They will just kind of cut holes right in the sheet metal. I don't know if we can do this. This guy, or if he's going to fall out of there and hit the ground. Okay, that's that. We're going to get some tools to try to get that self-threading one in. We'll get that in, and I'll show you how to hang the running board on. All right, so we did a bunch of fiddling off camera. I had to lose my overshirt because I'm sweating because it's like 60 degrees here in Ohio in the spring, and we're not used to that yet. So these are on. That center one there, I had to actually tap the hole. The self-threading did not work. It wouldn't bite in for some reason, so I just tapped it. There was a good heavy boss there, not a problem. What else did we have to fiddle with? The numbers. I told you they go in line. These do not go in line. So it goes 18, 16, 18, 18, and 18, 19. Wait, no, that's not correct. 16, 18, 17. Got it. So I don't know if some of them go all straight in line, but for this application, that did not work. So now I left these loose. We're going to hang the running boards on it. So now we got our brackets on, let's move over and check out the actual running boards. These have T-slots, they are adjustable, and there's different tracks, and I'm sure those coincide with different brackets for different vehicles. And if you see, Wait till the camera guy pans down here. But these slide. Super cool, huh? Right? Maybe not. But these are literally square bolts. And then they slide in your track. Slide in. There we go. You adjust them for your brackets on your vehicle. Now we're going to go install them. So we're done. It's on. Super simple. Probably had a couple hours in it. They're not bad to do. They are all adjustable. You got these tracks we talked about. You can adjust them back and forth, and you adjust them in and out. So we ran all the way out, and we kind of centered them within the fender openings to try to keep them copacetic looking from side to side. So they're not bad to do, guys. You can totally do this at home. Not horrible. The biggest thing you're probably going to have to do is invest in a tap to tap that hole. And we'll put a link and stuff down at the bottom for the size that you needed. So your job, your truck, your SUV, whatever, it might differ from this one. It was pretty straightforward. The only thing I didn't like was these brackets. We talked about them. This side goes numerically in line, 16, 17, 18. The driver's side does not, for some reason. It goes 16, 18, 17. Why? I don't know. Doesn't matter. They bolted up. It's fine. So we're going to get her off the rack, take it outside, and we'll get a good look at it. So there you go, folks. It is done. And you know what? They look great. They look factory. Said it a bunch of times, easy to install. Weston actually did their homework on it. They're nice. I'm like 250 pounds. I just stood on it to get in because I'm too fat to get between the door and the lift. Little squeeze. It didn't move. It worked good. So that's that, guys. It's another job well done. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ooh, like, share, and subscribe. Gotta say it. Every YouTuber does. Thanks. See you on the next one.